Welcome back. I'm Abhilash Verma. Welcome to Learn Online. So we have already discussed the 10 questions, guys, in time, speed and distance, which were ranging from medium to advanced level. Okay. So the last 5 questions, except the 11th one, remaining questions will be slightly advanced level, which are mainly concept oriented. So stay focused till the end of the last question. Okay. So let us see how we can solve the 11th question. What do I have in the question? Distance between A and B is 96 kilometers. It means, okay, so there are 2 points, A and B. Distance between them is how much? 96 kilometers. Let us call this point as A and this point as B. Now, two persons P and Q have 50 kilometer per hour, having speed 50 kilometer per hour and 70 kilometer per hour. Start from A and B simultaneously. It means P starts from here with a speed 50 kilometer per hour. And Q starts from here with a speed 70 kilometer per hour. And meet up at point P at a distance of x kilometers from B. Okay, let us consider this as point P, which is x kilometers from B, means this distance is x. Okay, now what is he finally asking? Find x. We need to find out this distance. Well, guys, understand, both are coming in opposite direction. We need to calculate the value of x, that is distance between P and B. So they both are meeting at point P means, can I say the x is nothing but a distance traveled by Q? Right? We just need to calculate the distance traveled by Q. So x is a distance traveled by Q. How do we calculate distance? We know distance is speed into time. Whose speed? Speed of Q, which is 70 kilometer per hour, into time. We do not know how long he travels. So that we need to calculate first. Right? Time. So time taken by both P and Q to meet. We know the total distance is 96 kilometers. We need time. Time is distance by speed. What is the distance? 96 kilometers. Now careful, speed. Since there are two moving objects, it is a relative speed. Both are running in opposite direction. Means relative speed is sum of the speeds. That is 50 plus 70. That should give us 120 kilometer per hour. So kilometer get cancelled. So we can cancel this with the 24 into 4, 24 into 5. So that will give me 4 by 5. Now we got to know they're going to meet after 4 by 5 hours. It means both of them going to travel for 4 by 5 hours. So we know now Q is also going to travel for 4 by 5 hours. So hours cancel. 5 into 1, 5 into 14. So x is what? 14 into 4, 56 kilometers. So this distance x, the value of x is how much? 56 kilometers. Look at the approach. What do we want? We want the value of x, which is distance between P and B. P is the meeting point for both. Who is that? P and Q. Okay. Here the mention, the person name is also P. The point is also P. It's okay. That's fine. So now the distance between P and B means, which is x, that must be the distance traveled by Q. So we need to calculate distance traveled by Q, that is x. That is equal to speed into time. His speed, Q speed is 70, into time we do not know. So we calculate how long they're going to travel before they meet. Distance by speed. Distance is 96 kilometers between A and B. Speed, since two moving objects, relative speed, we apply opposite direction sum of the speeds. 50 plus 70 is 120. When I do the calculation, I'll get time is 4 by 5 hours. It means they're going to travel for 4 by 5 hours. So we'll bring that and we'll put it here. When we put it here and we'll calculate, we get x value as 56 kilometers. Now let me take you to slightly advanced level of the same question. Okay. Now observe. Distance between A and B is a 96 kilometer. Similar question absolutely. Distance between A and B points is 96 kilometers. This is 96 kilometers. Now, two persons of P and Q. Okay, let me change this moving point here. Let me put that moving point as, let us say, T. P and Q having speed of 50 km per hour and 70 km per hour. Still we have the same two people. Same question, a slightly extended version. 50 km per hour and the other guy is a Q. And his speed is 70 km per hour. Started from A and B simultaneously. P started from A, Q started from B. Now Q reached B and returned immediately. Okay, I'm sorry. Started from A to B. I'm sorry guys. Both started from A to B, not A and B. He also started from here itself. Okay, both starting from same point this time. Started from A to B simultaneously. Q reached B and returned immediately to meet P at a distance of x from B. At a distance of x from B. Let us say somewhere here. Met at here. Let us call this point as, let us say, T. And its distance is x. Okay. Find x value. Now, unlike the previous case, in the previous case, both are moving in opposite direction. Now, both are moving in the same direction. Both starting from A, they travel towards B at 50 km per hour and 70 km per hour. Now, since the Q is faster, Q reaches B and returns back and meet P at T. Find the value of x. Now, where is the point T? That is x kilometer from B. Distance between T and B is x kilometer. Okay, we need to find the value of that x. So, what we can do here? Now, guys, consider the total distance being traveled in this situation is 96 into 2. Why? Look, P will come till T here. Q will travel all the way till B and he returns to T. So if you see one side it is 96 kilometers, A covers that, Q covers that 96 kilometers and returns back and covers some more distance. And P covers A to T. Totally 96 is being covered 2 times. Since both of them are traveling for the same time, their distance covered is directly proportional to the speed. Since they are traveling for here, the time is constant. So their ratio of the distance traveled must be equal to their speed, ratio of the speeds. So distance covered by P is to distance covered by Q is how much? That is their speed ratio 50 is to 7. So which is 5 is to 7. 5 is to 7. Now if you try to calculate the distance traveled by P, that will be 5 parts out of 5 plus 7, 12 parts. 5 plus 7, 12 parts of 96 kilometers. Sorry, not 96, twice. Together they covered how much? 2 times 96, that is 1. So what happens? 12 into 1, 12 into 1, 12. Remainder is 7, 12 into 6. So distance covered by P is 16 into 5, 80 kilometers. So now we got to know this part is 80 kilometers. Here to here it is 80 kilometers. Then what will be this part? Out of 96, A to T is 80 means T to B will be extra. 96 minus 80, that is a 16 kilometers. So, a simple application. Try to understand this. When the time is constant, distance covered by both P and Q is same as the speed ratio. The distance covered ratio will be same as speed ratio. So what are the speeds? 50 and 70, 5 is to 7. Now what is the total distance being covered by both of them? 96 plus 96, 192. So that 192 kilometers they covered in the ratio 5 is to 7. So distance covered by P is 5 by 12 parts of total 192, that is 80 kilometers. So P covered only this much, 80 out of one side 96. So 96 minus 80 will be how much? 12, sorry, this is 16 kilometers. That must be our answer, and that's what he's asking in the question. Another question, very similar to previous one. Okay, let us understand. Ravi and Ajay start simultaneously from a place A towards B. Okay, once again we have two places A and B. Now both are starting from the same place, that is A. Okay, let us call this as A and this as B. Who are the two people? One is Ravi, the other one is Ajay. Both start from the same place towards B, which is 60 kilometers apart. So this distance is 60 kilometers apart. Now Ravi's speed is 4 kilometers less than that of Ajay. So if I take Ravi as X, then Ajay will be X plus 4, because Ravi's speed is 4 kilometers less than that of Ajay. After reaching B, Ajay turns back and meet Ravi at a place which is 12 kilometers away from B. 12 kilometers away from B means, let us consider here, let us say the point is T, which is 12 kilometers. So if this is 12 means, then this should be 48 kilometers, because total distance is 60, right? Now, Ravi's speed is, we need to calculate X value, Ravi's speed. Look, very similar question. In the previous case, he gave both the speeds and he asked this distance T to B. But in this case, he's giving that distance and he is asking their speeds. Now observe. Since both of them are traveling for the same amount of time, their speed is directly proportional to distance covered. Since time is constant, speed is directly proportional to distance. Now, what are the distances covered by both Ravi and Ajay? Look, Ravi covered only 48 kilometers. Ajay covered A to B and comes back and covers another 12 kilometers. Means what? He will cover total 60 here and he will travel another 12. Altogether 72. So if I take the ratio of it, what is it? 24 into 2, 24 into 3. So this is their distance ratio, which is same as a speed ratio. And we know that the difference between their speeds is how much? 4 kilometers. So let me consider this speed as a 2y and this speed as a 3y. What is the difference between them? Y. Now that difference is what? 4. Because difference between their speeds is also 4. Now what do we want? We want Ravi's speed. Speed of Ravi, we considered it as how much? 2y. So that is 2 into 4, 8 kilometer per hour. Do we have the option? No. Answer is none of this. Suppose if you want speed of Ajay will be how much? 3 into y. That is 3 into 4, 12 kilometer per hour. Pretty simple. Understand. The question is confusing, but do not get confused. You must understand when to use this proportionality. Since both of them are traveling for the same amount of time, the speed is directly proportional to the distance. Now, by looking at the figure, we can easily tell what is the distance traveled by whom. Ravi traveled only 48 kilometers, whereas Ajay traveled 60 plus 12, 72 kilometers. So their distance ratio is 2:3, which is also same as speed ratio 2:3. I can consider their speeds as 2y and 3y. Now what is the difference between 2y and 3y? Y. That is speed ratio. According to the question, that is the speed difference. According to the question, what is the speed difference between them? 4. So we got y value as 4. We want Ravi's speed, which is 2y. So that is 2 into 4, 8 kilometer per solve. Simple. Question looks tricky, people, but if you're good with the concept, you can easily play with. Okay. Next, let us continue. So question number 15. What do we have here? A travels 40 kilometers and A travels at 40 kilometers per hour. B travels at 60 kilometers per hour. They're traveling towards each other. By the time they meet, B would have traveled 120 kilometers more than A. Find the distance. Again, there are two people A and B. Okay, they're traveling towards each other. So let us say A starts from here and B starts from here. A travels at 60 km per hour and A travels at 40 km per hour and B travels at 60 km per hour. They're traveling towards each other. By the time they meet, we would have traveled 120 km more. Find the time, find the total distance. Find the total distance is what we need to get. Agree? So we need to calculate total distance. Now, if you can see in the question, it clearly says, tells that we would have traveled 120 kilometer more than A. 120 kilometer more than A. So distance traveled by B is 120 more than distance traveled by A. Am I right? So I can write distance traveled by B minus distance traveled by A is equal to 120. How do we calculate a distance? We know that distance is equal to speed into time. Distance is a speed into time. So distance traveled by B will be 70 into, let us assume both of them traveled for T hours, 70 into T, minus distance traveled by A will be how much? Sorry, not 70, this is 60, speed of the B. And likewise, distance traveled by A will be what? Speed into time. His speed is 40. Let us assume he also traveled for T hours. This is equal to 120. So what do we get here? 20t. 20t is equal to 120. Then t is equal to 6 hours. But what do we want? We want the total distance between A and B. Now again, distance is equal to. Now total distance is A to B. Who is covering this? Both A and B together. Means two moving objects. Two moving objects means which speed? Relative speed. Both are moving in opposite direction. Means relative speed is what? Sum of their speeds. So that is 100 km/h. Into time taken. How long did they travel? They traveled 6 hours before they met. So hours get cancelled. 100 into 6 will be 600 kilometers. That must be my answer. Check this out. Repeating. A and B traveling towards each other means opposite direction at speeds of 40 km/h and 60 km. Now we need the distance between A and B. Distance is speed into time. Whose speed? Since two moving objects are relative speed. Opposite direction means the sum of the speeds into time. So sum of the speeds is 100 km/h. Into time we do not know yet. Into time we do not know. Okay, we need to calculate time. Time taken by them to meet. Okay, time taken by them to meet. So what I can do here? We know that in the question it clearly told B covers 120 kilometers more than A. So difference in the distances traveled by B and A is 120. Distance is speed into time. Let us assume both of them traveled for T hours. They took T hours to meet. So distance by B is 60 into T. Distance by A is 40 into T. Speed into time. So this difference is 120 according to the question. When we do that, we'll get T is equal to 6 hours. So take that 6 and put it here. We'll get answer 600. So one last question in this series, a slightly trickier one compared to the other questions. Stay with me till the end. I'll make sure you clearly understand this. A train left station A for station B at a certain speed. After traveling for 100 kilometers, the train meets with an accident and could travel at 4/5 of original speed and reaches 45 minutes late at station B. Had the accident taken place 50 kilometers further on, it would have reached 30 minutes late at station B. So what is the distance between station A and station B? Okay. Let me make you understand the scenario firstly. Look, there are three different cases. So let me explain the question clearly with the pictorial representation. And then we can go with the solution. Observe. So let us say first situation. This is the station difference between or distance between two stations A and B. Okay. A train left station A at certain speed. Let's consider at speed the train is S in each scenario. Now what is happening? After 100 kilometers, the train meets with an accident and could travel at 4/5 of the original speed and reaches 45 minutes later. After 100 kilometers, let us say this is 100 and let us say this is point T. Now, after this 100 kilometers, it met with an accident and now the train could travel at only 4/5 of speed. It means from here onwards, it can travel at 4/5 of original speed, that is 4/5 of S. And it is 45 minutes late at station B. It is 45 minutes late here. What else it did? Had the accident taken place 50 kilometers further, if this is 100, let us say another 50. Let us consider the point TS here this time. Now here onwards it will travel at 4/5 of speed. Now this time it would have been only 30 minutes late. This is the scenario. Originally it travels at speed S. Okay. So it will reach point B in certain time. We do not know what it is. But since the accident happened 100 kilometers, after 100 kilometers at point T, it can travel at only 4/5 of speed. So from T to B, it will travel at only 4/5 of speed. So it is 45 minutes late. It is taking extra 45 minutes. Suppose if the accident happened further 50 kilometers away. That means apart from this 100, extra 50 kilometers. If the point T is here now, from T to B, it will travel at 4/5 of speed. Now this time it will be only 30 minutes late. Now we need to calculate what is the total distance between A and B. Let us do this. Observe. Guys, look at the second case and the third case. Time difference between them is how much here to here? What is the time difference here to here? Time difference is 15 minutes. I can go with the formula, distance formula, that is distance is equal to speed 1 into speed 2 divided by speed difference into time difference. Or else we can directly do as well. Now if you consider only for this 50 kilometers. In the case 2, let us consider this as case 1, this as case 2 and this as case 3. Let us talk about only this extra 50 kilometers. In the case 2, that 50 kilometers, the train is traveling at 4/5 of speed. Whereas in case 3, for that 50 kilometers as well, the train is traveling at 50 kilometers per hour. So there the difference happened. What is the difference? 15 minutes. That is because of this extra 50 kilometers only. 15 minutes difference. So find case 3 minus case 2 minus case 3. That is a time. This is 15 minutes. How can I write that? In case 2, time difference for 50 kilometers. What is the speed? 4/5 of the speed. Distance by speed. Time. 4/5 of speed. Minus. In case 3, for the same 50 kilometers, it traveled at speed S. This is equal to 15 minutes. Convert it into hours. That will become 50 by 60 hours. So this 5 goes to the numerator. Then I'll be getting 250 minus 4S. Divided by 4S minus 50 by S is equal to, this becomes how much? 1 by 4. So what I can do here, I'll multiply with 4 on both the sides in the second part. So that denominator becomes 4S. So now the entire denominator is 4S. In the numerator it is 250 minus 200. This is equal to 1 by 4. 4 cancelled. S goes to the left hand side. 250 minus 200 is 50. So we got to know S as 50 km per hour. That is the original speed of the train. S is what? Original speed of the train. Then what will be 4/5 of the original speed? 4/5 of S, that is 4/5 of 50. So that will become how much? 40 km per hour. So I got to know here it is traveling at 50 km per hour. Here it will be traveling at 40 km. Now we got to know the original speed of the train. If had he asked only the speed of the train, this would have been our answer. But he is asking distance between A and B. Let us consider this distance at T to B as a D. Okay, because we know that A to T is 100 kilometers And T to B, let us consider it as a D. 100 plus D will be our answer. Now we need to get the value of D here. How? Now let us consider case 1 and case 2. Case 1 and case 2. If you consider this distance here, the same D. In the case 1, it will be traveling at the original speed only, that is 50 km per hour. But in case 2, it is traveling at 40 km per hour. What is the time difference from here to here? Here it is 0 minutes late. Here it is 0 minutes late. So time difference is 45 minutes. Okay, observe case 1 and case 2. Let me take case 2 minus case 1 because case 2 takes more time. Case 2 minus case 1. What is the time difference between case 2 minus case 1? That is 45 minutes. How do we calculate time? Distance by speed. In the case 2, distance is how much? D. Divided by speed, 4/5 of the original speed, that is 40 km per hour. Minus. In the case 1, the same distance is covered at original speed, that is 50 km per hour. This is equal to 45 minutes. Convert it into hours, that is 45 by 60. Okay, that becomes what? 3 by. Now here what happens? 40 into 50 is 2000. Numerator will be 50D minus 40. That is equal to 3 by 4. So we'll get a 10D by 2000 is equal to 3 by 4. 0, 0 cancelled. 4 into 1, 4 into 50. D goes to the left hand side. 50 into 3 will be 150. So we got our D value as 150 kilometers. Now total distance between A and B, when you see in the case 2, let us see case 2. AB is equal to 100 kilometers plus D. So that is 100 plus 150, 200 kilometers is our final, 250. 100 plus 150. 100 plus 150 gives us how much? 250 kilometer. That should be my final answer. Trickier one, as I told, lengthier one as well. So let me explain it clearly one more time to you. In the case 1, it completely travels from A to B at speed S. In case 2, first 100 kilometers it travels at speed S, and from 100 to E to B, it travel here. E to B, it travels at 4/5 of the kilometers. Okay, and it takes 45 minutes more. Whereas in case 3, first 150 kilometers, it travels at an original speed S. From T to B, this time it will travel at 4/5 of the speed. Now, here it is only 30 minutes late. In the second case and the third case, when we compare, time difference is only 15 minutes. So time taken in case 2 minus time taken in case 3 is 15 minutes. Let us calculate the time difference only for this distance D in case 2 and case 3. Okay, now, no, not even for D, only for this 50 kilometers. Only for this 50 kilometers, because the only difference in happening in case 2 and case 3 is what? That extra 50 kilometers. In case 2, it is traveling at 4/5 of speed, whereas in case 3, it is traveling at original speed S. So in case 2, time taken, distance by speed, for that 50 kilometers, it travels at 4/5 of speed. Minus in case 3, for that 50 kilometers, it travels at original speed S. That is equal to 15 minutes. We can write it as 15 by 60 hours. So if we solve this complete equation, we'll get S value, that is original speed, as 50 km per hour. So original speed means what? Speed before the accident, we get it as 50 km per hour. And then after the accident, speed becomes a 4/5 of the original speed, that is 4/5 of 50, that becomes 40 km. Now we got the speed value. We got S and 4/5 of S. Now we need the total distance. We know total distance. If I consider the first case and second case, total distance is 100 plus D. Okay, in the first case and the second case, 100 plus D. Let us try to get the value of D. If we get the value of D, we will get distance between A and B. In the first case, the distance D is traveled at 50 km per hour, whereas in the second case, the distance D is traveled at 4/5 of speed, that is 40 km per hour. So time difference is 45 minutes, because in the first case there is no delay at all, 0 minutes late, whereas in the second case 45 minutes late. The time difference is 45 minutes. So in the second case, distance by speed 40 minus time in the first case, distance by speed 50. This is equal to 45 minutes, which is 3 by. So if we solve this, we'll get D value as 150. Total distance between A and B is how much? 100 plus 150. 100 plus D, that is 100 plus 150, 250 kilometers. So I know this question is trickier, people, and I want you to try to solve the same questions couple of times more so that you will get the complete knack. So when we solve this level of the questions, people, then the medium level of the questions look pretty easier for us. Aim for this kind of the questions more, right? So that other type of the questions look very easier for you. So that changes our mentality towards the questions as well, and that improves your confidence. So with this, I will end this session of time, speed, and distance here. Thank you so much.